Alright, so if you've seen my videos before, maybe you have noticed that I actually do like music. And the music doesn't have to come in a particular format. It doesn't have to be vinyl, it doesn't have to be CD, cassette, it doesn't matter. I do not have an 8-track player, I do not have a reel-to-reel player, so I don't really have that much in the way of 8 tracks, nor do I have any reel-to-reel tapes. But what I have done is compiled 3 different formats that I do have of the same album. So if I have the vinyl, the CD, and the cassette, that's what this video is. So that's what I'm going to be doing this video on right now. You know, I do enjoy listening to music, and I do enjoy listening to them on different formats, and when I can find them, I do. So I'm going to start out with the older stuff. The newer stuff is obviously easier to find when you pre-order. Cassettes usually tend to sell out quicker if you go to, you know, especially a more popular album that's come out. You have to go to pre-order. Usually by the time pre-order date comes and they send it out, cassettes are usually done. I don't think they do a whole lot of them. There isn't too much of a demand. There usually tends to be more of a demand than they produce. With the vinyl, they'll usually repress it. Haven't noticed that much with cassettes. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to start out with the older stuff, and then I'm going to go into the newer stuff. And then there's not really a whole lot, so I don't expect this to be a long video. All right, but let me get started. I'll start with the Beatles, Let It Be. So I have 2 copies of this on vinyl, so if you saw that video that I did on my Beatles collection, you will recognize that. Okay, so there's the record, the CD, kind of pop that open so you can see the inside of the CD, not the inside of the CD, but the CD itself. And then the cassette, Beatles Let It Be. Alright, first one down. I thought I actually had more Beatles cassettes, but I don't think so. Anyway, that's okay, so that's the Beatles that I have. Alright, next up, really good album, Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. I do not know why, unless I have 2 copies of this, why the record is still in. This is not a sealed copy, why the record is not in one of the inner sleeves that I usually put. Anyway, it's not there, I don't know why. Like I said, unless I got 2 copies, I just pulled the first one I saw. Okay, so yeah, there it is, Songs from the Big Chair, Tears for Fears. And there is the CD version, and you might be able to see this is a club version of it. I don't know if this is printed up, or if that's the way. It doesn't really have that much in the way of the cover art. Okay, and then the cassette, the case has seen better days, but I know that the cassette works because I was listening to it not too long ago. No hisses, no clicks. Sounds pretty good. Okay, so that was Tears for Fears. Next up is Forever Your Girl by Paula Abdul. Now, for some reason, when I was pulling these originally, I pulled out Spellbound because I do have the record and I do have the cassette, but for some reason, I do not have the CD. I almost could have sworn that I had it, but no, I have Forever Your Girl, so I have the vinyl record, the cassette. Put that on my lap. And as you can see on the vinyl too, it still does have the hype sticker. It says The Way That You Love Me, Knockout, Forever Your Girl, and much more. And this was $7.25 originally at Affy's, A-A-F-E-S. I don't know, Affy's, Affy's. I don't know what the hell that is, but it was $7.25. And don't tell me they were $15, $20, 25, 30 years ago. They were $7.25 since then. And of course, like I said before, in some of them, I would always go to the cutout section. I would get the cheapest. I'd go to the dollar bin. I'd get the cheapest stuff. I don't care if it was a year, 2 years, 3 years old, out of print. I don't care. I was a kid. I didn't have much money, and I was buying cheap stuff. So $7.25 back then was well, I don't know if it was out of my price range or not. When did this thing come out? 1988? That was probably cheap for back then. I think this says 1988. I don't know. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not that the point isn't to talk about prices. All right, and then there's the cassette right there. Oops. All right, For Every Girl, Paula Abdul. I'm trying to think, 1988, at that point I wasn't really buying, I'm an old man, so I wasn't really buying records at that point. I was buying cassettes and CDs, I guess. I can't be 1988. Anyway, it doesn't really, again, well, all right. What's next? Who's Next by The Who. Alright, so there it is on vinyl. Decca. The CD. Pop that bad boy open so you can enjoy what's going on inside that one. And then you've got the cassette. And if you've seen my, say, why do we have so many cassettes? Well, if you've seen my music room or bedroom audio setup, then you know that I have a cassette deck in here, the Luxman, and then the Fluence for the vinyl, and then for the CD I've got the Fisher, I believe it's a Fisher Studio Standard, I believe, sitting, it's like right there, but I can't read it from here. And in the bedroom I've got actually two cassette decks. I've got the Onkyo Integra, and then I've got the Nakamichi for the cassettes, and then I've got the Bang & Olufsen for the vinyl. Anyway, that's, again, aside from the point. All right, next up, Winnie Williams, Commander of Chaos on Gigasaurus Records. So there's the record, the cassette. I think a lot of these I've done my collections for Plasmatics, Winnie Williams. I did it for the Beatles. I did it for The Who. I didn't really do it for Paula Abdul because there's only like a few albums out there, and I have probably all of them just on different forms of media. You know, not three versions of the same thing. I probably got one that I don't have on CD and I have in records. Anyway, that's, I keep veering off the point. But anyway, okay, so there's that, and then I've got the cassette right here. The case has a little bit of a chip in it, but set that stuff down. Next up, Al Jorgensen's Pride and Joy, With Sympathy from Ministry. I am, of course, being facetious because he does not like to acknowledge that this album ever existed. Well, he acknowledges that it existed. He just doesn't, he just absolutely hates it. Yeah, so this is music on vinyl. There's the CD right there, Arista. I actually like it. I mean, I don't look at it as ministry because he's also singing with an English accent on a lot of the songs. So, because the 80s, and they evidently were told that they had to conform to what the pop music was at the time, and a lot of the bands were British, and so I guess he decided to take on a British accent when he sang some of the songs. Anyway, overall not a bad album at all. It's kind of catchy tunes on it, I think. Yeah, so there's With Sympathy, there's cassette. And then, of course, I've got the cassette for it, too. Boop, boop. 1, 2, 3. Cassette. Pop it open. Whoop. Ah, damn it. Now the whole thing's falling apart. Fortunately, it's not going to scratch. Alright, cassette and CD, and I already put the CD or the record down. Next up, we have Touch Me by Samantha Fox. Alright, Jive Records. Record, CD. I do my best at singing it, but I'm coming down with a cold, so it wouldn't sound very good. It wouldn't sound very good to begin with, but it'd sound even worse now. Alright, let's see, and there's the cassette. Alright, so boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now back to one that I actually did show in a collection, and that would be Madonna. And this is her debut album. And I did not include singles. If I included singles, the only singles that I would have, cassette, CD, vinyl, would be Madonna. And I've already shown my Madonna collection, and in various states during my additions to the music room, I have also shown all of the cassettes or the singles, the vinyl singles that I've got. And I didn't feel the need to, if there were other bands, if there were other artists that I could do the singles with, I would have probably done it, Madonna, but I'm not going to pull out 5 or 6 or however many records, cassettes, and CDs of the singles, so I'm just sticking to the full-length LPs. Alright, so yeah, there it is, Madonna, her debut album right there. This particular CD is the Club Edition. Pop that disc open. And then the cassette. Alright, so there's Madonna debut. Put all this stuff over here to the left. And then we go to Like a Prayer. These both are on Sire Records. Cassette. Yeah, see, I don't know why the Tears for Fears wasn't like this. Like I said, sometimes if I have 2 copies, I'll pull out the better copy. If one has a slight scratch in it, I'll leave that inside of the original cover, and then the better one I'll take out like this so it's easier to play. And anyway, I don't want to accidentally pull out the one with the scratch on it, put that on my turntable, and next thing you know, I'm having to run over to the pick up the stylus or the tone arm and move it over past the scratch. So anyway, all right, back to Madonna, Like a Prayer, and there's a cassette. Yeah, I do have a fairly decent Madonna collection. So am I a huge Madonna fan? No. I just like Madonna. I think she's a good artist, and I have a lot of her shit. Alright, what do we got next? We have Guts by Olivia Rodrigo. Gatefold on kind of a purple vinyl. Okay, yeah, so now we're to the new stuff. Now, the new stuff, like I said, most artists now, especially the bigger ones, are the ones that the places are trying to promote. They will give you all three formats to choose from on their website. So you get the vinyl, you get the CD, you get the cassette. Anyway, so yeah, there's the record, the CD, case open, and then the cassette, which has different art. I didn't open this one. Usually I get two cassettes, like I said, because they're harder to find, they're harder to get, and so I usually open one and I leave one sealed. This is a sealed copy. You can see made in UK. And so there she's lying in her bed, and there she's just got her thumb in her mouth. It looks like a red sticker on purple translucent. I know it's I would have to explain it because I know it's difficult to see through the camera, but anyway, so yeah, there's the three. Yeah, vinyl, CD, cassette. Alright, so that's Olivia Rodrigo down. What's up next? Oh, another one that I did my collection on. Lady Gaga, Chromatica. If you saw the collection on this, you saw that I have, I think, a few versions of this. I know that I stood in line for the record store day to get the record store version of it. But anyway, there's that one. There is the CD. And just like Olivia Rodrigo, the cassette has different album artwork. So, and this actually sounds really, really good on cassette. I think, my personal opinion. I don't know if it's the way they transferred it or how they did it, because I'm sure they're not recording stuff on analog tape now and then just doing a master over to, you know, this, to another tape, or to this, and then just redoing it to make it digital. I'm sure everything's digital now, and probably, you know, there's your first choice, second and third choice right there. But anyway, well, you know, I'm not an expert on that. That's not my field of expertise. I just like listening to the stuff. Anyway, okay, so there you go, Lady Gaga, Chromatica. Okay. I said this was going to be a short video, even though this seems to be taking a hell of a long time. Alright, what do we got next? Katy Perry 143, the latest one that I did the videos on. Alright, so I tried to pick, because there was different covers. As you saw, I got, I think, every single different variation of the cover of this album that came out. This one had the signed poster, which, if you saw the revisit of the music room, is now currently sitting above my head on top of this cabinet here. And so I tried to pick the three. Well, I had to really base it on the cassette, because the cassette only had one variation of the album cover. This one was also made in the UK, and so I had to find, and I think the cassette, yeah, the cassette and this, so I had to pull out the record. The vinyl had all different variations. The cassette, I think, only had the one, and the CD only had the one. I'm trying to remember, and then the party pack, I don't remember. And I don't know if I mentioned this too before when I was doing the videos on all of these Katy Perry's. I don't think I mentioned that they were Katy Perry's in the description. I think that I just called it unboxing or opening up something, whatever it was. But I did mention that the party pack, I was supposed to get two, but I only got one because I opened that one up. I opened the one that originally got up on video, and they did actually eventually did send me the second party pack. So anyway, and that came with the CD plus a bunch of other shit. Anyway, okay, so there's the vinyl, the record. the CD, and the cassette. So there's Katy Perry. That's 143. I believe it's called 143. 143. Okay, next we have Billie Eilish. Hit Me Hard and Soft. There was something odd that I wasn't too happy about on this. I think everything was like recycled vinyl, recycled this, recycled that, and I think that the vinyl on this didn't sound like it was top notch. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but anyway, yeah, Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard Soft. This one is made in France, and then so there is the cassette, or the CD rather, that came in this almost like a cardboard digipack type thing, and then the cassette, which again came in, it's cardboard. This is sealed. I don't know where the open one is, but yeah, this was actually, I don't know, I was trying to look for the CD because it should be just behind my head, and I found it over here in front of my Sticky Fingers record. So yeah, there's the record, the CD, and the cassette. And something's falling out of the CD. Let's see what was falling out. Oh, a little splatter thing here. I think that was like something special, that there's like a special version of the CD that came with this little splatter card. I could be wrong, I don't know. It's got the little splatter thing there. I don't know. No, just put it back where I found it, back in front of the old Rolling Stone Sticky Fingers. Okay, Taylor's version of 1989. And again, I have several different versions of the cover of this, and I think that I only had one version for the cassette, so I did the same kind of seagulls, her head and seagulls. So yeah, there's the CD, the vinyl, and the cassette, which is unopened and kind of a green. All the cassettes seem to be made in the UK. I don't know if that's the only place that they have a plant for that kind of stuff, but or if it's just the cheapest, or if it's the best quality. I can't say who the hell knows, because I'm pretty sure somebody out there knows. It's just I don't. Alright, so there's 1989 Taylor Swift's version. There was another one that I had of Taylor Swift that I was like, Fearless. I have Fearless Taylor's version on cassette. I have Fearless Taylor's version on vinyl, but I don't have the Taylor's version on CD. I only have, it doesn't matter, irrelevant. Okay, Tortured Poets Department. Went through these as they were coming in. This one's on kind of a white vinyl. And again, I tried to find the matching CD and cassette. CD is still sealed, because if you were watching these videos as they were coming in, I got so damn many of them. I'm not going to open up every cassette. I'm not going to open, because I got a bunch of the deluxes. I got the deluxes on the CDs and the cassettes, and I think there were deluxe CDs, or cassettes rather. I don't even remember. I know they were on the CDs, but anyway, okay, yeah, so there's the vinyl. This was is a gatefold, but I don't have it in a gatefold cover. So there's that. Again, sealed sealed. Let me see, is this made in the UK? Does it tell me? Yep, made in the UK. Sure enough. I know you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll turn it that way anyway, just to pretend like you can see it. Alright, so there is the CD, there's the cassette, and last but not least is Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Only one album cover. They did do several different variations in the vinyl. This is the black, but she did the whole shitload of different colors. I bought, I think, all of them because there was like a color for the Walmart version, the color for the Target version, the color for the Amazon version, the color for Spotify version, color for whatever. And so there was all these different things that you could get, and of course the sucker that I am decided to eat them all up. Now they're all sitting over there unopened, but I do have this one that's the black vinyl. And then I think later on she did something where it was just like a splatter multicolored, and so it was all the different colors that had originally come out, now just kind of in a splatter version. But anyway, that's I bought all that. And then the CD, again, right above my head is where Billie Eilish is. I did not have the normal CD, but I did have this. And I was thinking, when I was looking for the CD right over my head, I was thinking, why in the hell do I not have the CD? Because I always get the CD, because the CD is what I use to put it on iTunes, which then goes into my iPhone, which then I can listen to when I want to do it that way, or if I'm sitting at my computer and I'm working on something else and I want to listen to iTunes, or I want to listen to Billie Eilish, I can pull it up on my iTunes and there it is. I'm like, where the hell is it? Well, this was sitting up top there with the box sets. So I do not know if I showed these or not in another video. And so anyway, this little booklet here that has the CD in it. So they're just the CD version that I have. So there's that. And then of course the cassette. And since this is open and doesn't have the shrink wrap on there, I do not know if it was made in the UK or not, but I'm going to make an assumption and say yes. So this one just has a green cassette. So alright, anyway, that's it. So that's the end of this whole spiel. So you see that I have several of the 3 different formats. Again, you know, when I find cassettes are harder to find. I think a lot of people just throw them out. They don't tend to hold on to them, because they would buy the records and hold on to the records. Cassettes, I think they just, you know, if they got the CD or they streamed it on their computer, they just threw out cassettes. So anyway, I think they throw them out. I'm just going to try to end this as quickly as possible, because I'm going to have to cough, and I don't want it. You don't need to hear me coughing. So they throw them out. So if you enjoyed the video, click like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.